In building self-esteem and establishing your own assertiveness in the world, you need to learn to say the word no. The word no is a tool. No establishes boundaries. It says that you are the person you hold at highest value when push comes to shove. No reinforces your own space and allows you to claim your importance. Consequently, people respond to this with respect for your integrity. After all, no is a lot harder to say than yes. So when you say no, it's understood that you are being authentic. You are being true to your beliefs. I want to address the anxiety that can be felt when saying no to a person or a group of people. Some people just don't understand how to say it and how often it can really be said. And this typically comes from a place of wanting to be liked or gaining acceptance. Remember that when you have that neediness within you, it pulls at your self-belief and immediately puts you secondary to the rest of the world. It's a mental habit and a trap, if you will. You'll get stuck in that way of behaving, not realizing that it is slowly chipping away at your confidence, independence, and overall self-esteem. Ultimately, you will be seeking other people's approval by not confronting them with the word no. You've got to know how to take care of yourself in this world with or without the approval of others. Saying no is a way to exercise this mode of thinking. It builds your ability to overcome fear, and that has a domino effect on how you approach life as a whole. When you say no, you push people away from you in a sense, and that can feel scary. Feelings of guilt may arise. Dig deep and understand these feelings. You have to be able to accept why you feel guilt and come to the conclusion that guilt is never a helpful thought. Guilt may trigger your moral compass if you've committed an act against your own integrity. It can be positive in that respect. However, guilt can be deceiving also. If you have low self-esteem and some level of anxiety, I would venture to guess that most of your guilt is misplaced. Saying no belongs to you. Use it wisely and with integrity to guarantee that your feelings of guilt are in fact misplaced. Understand yourself and come to the understanding of how guilt serves no purpose when you act from a place of authenticity. Start thinking about your boundaries. Think about what you will and will not put up with. For example, you should never put up with anyone disrespecting you, and you have to decide what that means to you. For those hard rules, applying no will be straightforward. For the more middle ground situations, start to play in that space and get familiar with the word no leaving your mouth. No can be used to reinforce your own consistency with priorities. For example, if you're on a strict diet and are being pressured by friends to go out and eat somewhere and just have a cheat meal, even though you don't want to stray from your schedule, you can say no and reinforce your goal of eating right and getting into great shape. No will always assert yourself. It is the word that you carry around in your self-esteem utility belt. No can be peaceful and come from a kind place. It can also be used aggressively or backed by a calm dominance. However you use the word no, understand that it is there to serve you. So in building self-esteem, I want you to be cognizant of the word no. No can be used against yourself for your own well-being. When you say no to yourself, you should use it to dominate the behavior and mindset that you may exhibit, which doesn't reflect your best self. So say no to the coward within you. Say no to the fear that inhibits you from growing. Say no to the little boy or little girl who wants to sleep late, eat junk food, be lazy, or whatever behavior does not serve your best interest. Just decide in your mind to say no to the person you don't want to be. I used to bite my nails excessively due to nervousness. And then I hit a point where somehow I had built up enough discipline and self-esteem to say, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be the guy who bites his nails. I thought those thoughts and effectively said no to the person I was taking action to become. I shifted. And you can too once you become aware of these unconscious habits of behaving. Not saying no when you really should is like slapping yourself and not even realizing it. You lower yourself below the needs of others when you do this. And there are, of course, exceptions, but they should be viewed that way. If you are in a situation that makes you uncomfortable, you need to learn to say no. This is the very first level of claiming your right to be happy as a human being. As an exercise, you should begin finding ways to test out the word no in daily situations so that you become comfortable with it. In another tutorial, I speak about the habit of apologizing. And I explain how we often apologize in everyday situations and not even realize it. Using the word no is similar. Many people aren't aware of how often they say no to something. Once you start monitoring this habit, you'll be more aware of when it's appropriate to assert yourself with this word. And this is the kind of thing you have to take action on. I can't reach out through the internet and make you do any of this. It's really up to you to take action. I want you to, at the very least, try to understand how the word no reflects how you feel about yourself. Do you feel worth it? Do you feel that your worth rises above the worth of everyone else from inside? When you live with integrity and have nothing to apologize for, you also deserve to have your own boundaries. Have you ever seen the example shown on the backs of airplane seats where they show an adult putting the gas mask on, the oxygen mask, before helping the child? And that's sort of my analogy of how to view your assertiveness in the world. If you're coming from a good place of intention and you're not hurting anyone else, why would you not always put yourself first? When you become your greatest self, you allow others to expand around you as well. They can be more authentic because you are setting them free. That is why happy-go-lucky people have so many loving people in their lives. They're fun to be around. So start saying no until you're comfortable in saying it. Play with the emotions behind no. And most importantly, love yourself through this entire process of getting better. You deserve to feel good in life. No can protect you. No can empower you. And no can help you say yes to yourself.